In human examinations, the critical factor is having all the correct answers, whereas in God's trials, it's about not knowing all the answers. In God's tests, the essential element is placing your trust in Him to provide the answers. You must have faith in God during these trials. In the Bible, a test is akin to a trial that purifies and prepares the heart. You are constantly undergoing testing, purification, and preparation. If you fail to grasp this, you might perceive life's challenges as random problems to avoid. Nobody eagerly anticipates tests, but if you recognize that you are being woven together by a master weaver, you will uncover purpose in the difficulties you encounter. When your faith is tested, it provides an opportunity for your endurance to grow. As your endurance fully develops, you become whole and complete, lacking nothing. God's earthly purpose isn't solely about making you happy, it's about your spiritual growth. Happiness stems from holiness, and eternal happiness awaits in heaven. This phase is about growth and development. Not everything will go smoothly, as God prioritizes your character over your comfort. God fosters your character development through tests. Just as lifting weights tests your muscles, God tests your faith, character, and patience through a series of trials. There's a purpose behind every problem. They're not random or chance occurrences. Problems exist to test and strengthen your character. When God tests you, and you pass, He doesn't make things easier. Instead, He intensifies the tests to bolster your faith. It's like adding more weight to your lifting routine. You become stronger. Testing occurs in various areas of your life, such as finances, relationships, and work. God is always working for your good, and these tests help you grow and become the person He intends you to be. Every problem has a purpose and is designed to aid your growth. When God tests you, and you overcome, He keeps pushing you to face stronger challenges. Just as in weightlifting, you progress from lighter to heavier weights. God wants you to become stronger in your faith and character. If you resist the tests or try to avoid them, you'll miss out on the growth God has in store for you. These tests may encompass financial, relational, or occupational aspects of your life, but remember that God is always working for your good. Though tests may demand effort and sacrifice, they are necessary for your spiritual growth. Trust God during these times of testing. Don't view testing as a sign of God's absence, rather, it's His way of preparing you for the future. Sometimes, in the midst of tests, God remains silent. During these dark moments, remember that God still holds you in His hand. He knows it's tough, overwhelming, and seemingly endless, but relief is on the horizon. Sorrow may endure for a night, but joy will come in the morning. Keep standing, one day at a time, without worrying about tomorrow. Focus on today, and when tomorrow arrives, you'll have the grace for that day. God has a plan and purpose for your life, and He wants to grow your faith. Trust Him because the greater your trust, the more He can do through you and for His kingdom. Trust God during these testing times. He hasn't forgotten you. Testing doesn't mean God has abandoned you. In fact, it signifies that God is closely observing and preparing you for something in the future. Even when the teacher is silent during a test, know that God still has you in the palm of His hand. Consider how you're being tested emotionally, physically, or in your patience. Ask God what this test is for and thank Him for considering you worthy of it. Keep trusting God during testing, and trust Him for the timing. You may be in a waiting period, wondering when God will resolve your problems. Remember that God's timing is perfect, and you should wait with patience. When you're down in life's pit, keep looking up. God, who rescued Joseph from the pit, will rescue you too. It may take longer than expected, but don't lose hope. God has determined the end of your difficulty, and you will get through it. Stay strong, and keep passing the test. God is faithful. Keep your faith alive while waiting for God's timing. It may seem like it's taking forever, but remember that this test is not permanent. God has already set an end to your trials. Stay strong and trust in Him.